Alright guys, welcome to another week. Very exciting trading opportunities ahead for this week. Today's Monday, bit cloudy here in Sydney. I hope you guys had a massive and awesome weekend and are ready for another week to attack another week with those trading opportunities. Before we start, please let me ask you to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up on this video, share this content with your friend. And we've just posted the podcast, or the vodcast as you may wish to call, on our YouTube as well. So please go to the channel, have a look in there. It's the last video we've just uploaded, and have a look. I've just interviewed Peter Pan again, one of our analysts here at ACY Securities, CFA level 3, so highest hierarchy we could possibly have. All right, as usual, I'm gonna go through the economic calendar and what we can expect for this week. Today, we're not gonna be too busy, but Thursday and Friday, we're gonna be very busy. So pay attention, get your notebook, get some notes, and be ready for another week. All right, let's go. So Monday, as I've just mentioned, we're not gonna have anything. We're just gonna have one at 10 o'clock. Remember, this is on Sydney time, Australia time, so just make sure to change, to see what time, how much difference, you may have. If you like from China, you may have some difference. If you're from other part of the world, you have another difference of the time, okay? So just make sure on that. All right, so the Bank of England, Prime Minister member Peel speaks at 10 o'clock tonight. So that's going to be all for today, all right? Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to have wholesales and new home sales for Canada and US. And apart from that, we're going to have some speakers as well as Lagarde on ECB at 3 a.m. in the morning for me. Wednesday, we're not going to have too much things besides the consumer confidence that it's very, very important for US at 2 a.m. in the morning. We're going to have Buba Bals speaking at 3 a.m. That's from German. And we're going to have a very, very important here at 11:30 and 12 o'clock in the morning for us. The construction work done quarter over quarter for New Zealand, for Australia, and then the interest rate decision for the RBNZ. Okay, I want to come back to this point here just in a second. Let me finish first. We're going to have the RBNZ, the rate statement, RBNZ, the monetary policy statement, and the RBNZ press conference. Well, full of data for the New Zealand dollar on Wednesday. So pretty much the focus will be on New Zealand dollar this week. Opportunities will be there, we'll be presenting there, okay? Now, one thing I want to mention, okay? I don't know if you guys remember, I've came here probably second week or third week of January. I think it was last month. Because the New Zealand got pretty strong, okay? It got pretty strong on that time, on that period of time for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks max. But then it weakness again. Why is that? Well, simply because one of the analysts from ANZ, a bank, a very popular bank here from Australia and New Zealand, have predicted one more hike for the RBNZ, for the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. And then with all of those, oh wow, they may hike again, there may be a possibility for another hike, 25, even a 50 base points hike. They're not done yet. All of those headlines, the market looked to it and say, well, I think it's time to buy New Zealand dollar. But then after they sort of read the news, because they look at the headline, but then they read the news, they're like, oh, okay, that's not what he actually wants to mean. So that was a little bit of not a confusion, but it happens quite often on the market and we have to be prepared. So just pay attention. I don't think it will be another hike from RBNZ this year. I think it's very improbable for this to happen. But if it does, it does. That's it. We can't do anything. but just feels like, you know, we would need to have higher inflation, lower consumer confidence, lower PMIs, those types of things, to get another hike. And that's just not what actually is happening in there. Okay, so just pay attention. I do believe on a pause for Wednesday at 5.5. That's the band they're working off. Okay, but the most important, of course, will be when we come to those junctures of the market that we are very, very interested to know what the central bank will say, not what the central bank will do only. Okay, because I know they've hiked the interest rates already at 5.5. There's no need anymore for them to hike again and again and again. You know, this is very bad for the economy. It damages a lot the economy. It brings hard time for the society, for the people of New Zealand. So just, you know, just put this on your mind. But what's more important than the actual, you know, rate decision, they call it the OCR, official cash rate in New Zealand, is the statement. What are they looking for this year? Because it's going to be the first one for them for this year. Okay, so very important there. Pay attention. Read those statements. It's very, very important. It's free, out of charges, just on Google. Go on Google and say RBNZ rate statement. First link, you'll be able to get it. Now, on Thursday will be very, very important for the US dollar. We're going to have the GDP, the gross domestic product, quarter over quarter, quarter four of last year, 2023. And we're going to have as well the FOMC member Bostic and Williams speaking. Just coming back for the GDP, the consensus is at 3.3% and the previous was 3.3%. But I'm seeing here some red numbers on the previous. So what does that mean? Well, it means that they have revised it down. And if they have revised it down, is not good. Okay, it's not good because we want higher numbers on the gross domestic product, because we see that the actual economy is going up and it's not stagnated or going down. If you have been participating from my webinars, you know what I'm talking about. And if you have not, you're lucky, because we're going to have one tomorrow at 6 to 7 p.m. So make sure to tune in, free. Just do your registration on ACY website or in the link down in the description of this video, okay? And I'll wait for you tomorrow. And then the GDP consensus is at 3.3%. I do believe that will come around 3%, you know, above 3%. So wouldn't be surprised if it comes at 3.3%. Remember, if it comes as the consensus expected, then there's no big volatility on the market. Now, going through Thursday, we're going to have some GDP as well for Switzerland, all right, for CHF, very important there. We're going to have Spanish CPI, very important as well, and then we finish the day. And then on Friday, it will be very important for the Europe area, for the Eurozone, okay? We're going to have German CPI, month over month and year over year, as well as we're going to have Canadian GDP, Canada GDP, sorry, and then we're going to have some things on US. I'm going to finish here on Europe first. We're going to have core CPI for Europe. We're going to have a manufacturing PMI for German, manufacturing PMI for France, manufacturing PMI for Italy, and we're going to have manufacturing PMI as well for Spain. Okay, so very, very packed on Friday for Europe. Now, talking about the US dollar and the US region, we're going to have PCE price index, core PCE price index. We're going to have personal spending, initial jobless claims, the GDP for the Canadian dollar that I've just mentioned for the Canada. We're going to have quarter over quarter, month over month, and year over year. Okay, as well, Chicago PMI for US. And then we're going to have some FOMC members speaking, and manufacturing PMI for Australia. That's Friday. That's packed. That's a lot of things happening on Friday. Even we didn't finish yet. We have Saturday. Well, Saturday for me, but most probably Friday for you guys. We're going to have manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI for US. Okay, so that's all of what we're going to get for economic calendar this week. Remember, guys, trade safe. It's going to be a very volatile week ahead, especially for Kiwi dollar, Canada, Canadian dollar, US dollar, Australian dollar, and euro and pound. Okay, so most of the major currencies are going through volatile moments right now. Hopefully it helped. If you have any questions, please put down in the comments. I will do my best to answer those questions. And again, I see you tomorrow on my webinar. Tuesday, we're going to have every Tuesday and Thursday. Be ready, tune in. Very happy to have you guys in there and, you know, answer your questions, have this one-on-one interaction. Okay, so I hope everyone have a good week ahead. Lots of prosperity and trade safe. I see you tomorrow on my webinar.